Welcome to this video. This will be the first part of the tutorial on Android development using Android Studio in Java. This first part I will be showing how to create a project in Android Studio and many basic information of each item inside IDE. First click New Project here. It opens this window asking type of app to create, like which type of first and main activity we would like to use. Here, now I want to create Android app for phone and tablet. So in this category, you can choose your choice, but for now, let's choose empty activity since it is an empty template and helps to explore basics. And now click next. This is your app name which you want to be displayed to user. I will change it to Hello World. And this is a unique package ID or name which should be given to your app. This is unique and it is in format shown on screen. You can change it as your wish, but it is sensitive such that only small letters without any symbols. Select language as Java as we use it. Minimum SDK is then minimum requirement Android version to your app for device to be compatible. I choose KitKat, which is Android 4. Change this build configuration language from Kotlin to Groovy as it is well known and stable. If this option is not visible on your device, no need to worry, since it was just introduced in newer versions of Android Studio. Now click Finish and wait for IDE to set up. This may take a little too long if it is your first time. This left panel is the original structure of our app. But for our convenience, Android Studio indexes it to compact form. Mine is done. Now click here as I did to expand. It has few files and folders. Let us view manifest.xml first. Here in Android manifest.xml, we have all basic data, permissions and information of our app. This is our manifest. All the required imports will be from this URL. This is our XML version and encoding. These are the rules for our app, like shared preferences, which I will show soon. These are the icon and name of our app. This is also icon, but round one. This is configuration of right to left layout support, which can be found in developer options. This is configuration for themes layout, which can be found by doing this. Click here on resource folder. Click on values and double click on themes, or click here on arrow for more complex view. That is, themes are divided into two files for light mode and dark mode separately. Now inside XML code here, you can set primary, secondary or color accent like this here. You can put a color code like this here. But for now I am keeping it unchanged. Going back to manifest, target API is an integer which your app targets. However, in manifest it can be ignored. And this is where all the activities or pages for your app exists. All the activities are mentioned here for your app to work. For example, main activity is a template of empty activity which was by default created by Android Studio, and this particular intent filter code is special. The activity for which this code is present is the launch activity. This activity is started when an app is launched. This is the name of activity started with dot and it is exported. This was made mandatory since SDK 31 or Android 12 or higher. That's all for now in manifest. Now for Java files, follow me and expand this. Expand this package name to, double click on this to open it. This is main Java class file. This is activity name. It is main activity. It extends or defines app combat activity, which is an Android layout library. And these are the imports which are by default made by Android Studio. This line is a super class for this method on create, which is triggered when this activity is called, maybe through intent. This is a newer function which makes apps layout more responsive, like similarly for hiding taskbar or navigation bars. This function links your XML layout file and this Java class file from Java side, and it is also done from layout file side. I will show you that also later on. First, once let us open layout file, follow me. Expand this layout folder inside resource folder and double click here. Click here for code view. It is in design mode by default. Here this is just code for nice designing of the layout. I can remove it too, but just for now I am keeping it. Here In XML layout, by default, Android Studio used constraint layout, which works with constraints or vector-like arrows like this. But I can also add as many layouts I want inside this layout itself, like scroll view, relative and linear layouts inside it, which helps users to scroll content with ease like this. But for now, I am not keeping this code. Now this is drawable folder. It contains all the media including default pictures for your app. By default it has logo. And in map folder there will be your app icons only, but with many different sizes. As you can see, these are the sizes of those logos. And in values folder there will be most of the strings and configurations. For example, color.xml contains all colors with strings. We will be using this in upcoming videos. And in strings.xml there exists only strings. For example, this by default string is of app name, which is used in many places like manifest. I will create a new string for clarity. Here name is the ID of string and inside one is value. Now in main activity layout, for example, if I replace text with @string some string name, it will display like this. Now in themes.xml can be used to customize the theme of the app like this. Now inside the XML folder, backup rules.xml, there will be all rules to save local data like toggles, etc. And data extraction rules.xml is also very similar to the previous one. Now another important thing is Gradle scripts. Expand this directory like this. Double click on project level build Gradle. This is used very rarely. It contains Android default plugins. Now navigate back and open build Gradle module level. This is very crucial and contains very important data which may be needed to change regularly like versions of your app when you publish it. This is package name, which is called as namespace here. This is the Android version for which your app is compiled. Here minimum SDK is minimum required Android version, which we kept earlier. Here target SDK is same as compile SDK. This is version code, which is positive integer value of your version. And version name may also contain dots, letters and other characters too. Minify enable does decrease app size, but I strictly not recommend using it since it made my app too unstable. Those are Java versions, and finally these are the third-party dependencies that can be imported, something similar to this. Gradle properties are some rules for the app. This file contains the location for Gradle build. These are some values. And finally, this is Gradle settings, which is also important but not so commonly used. It is used for importing events and other repos. That's all for this video. I hope this video helped you. I will be starting real Java basics and all from part 2. Subscribe to our channel to get notified when the next tutorial is available. Next part of this tutorial will be uploaded when we reach 90 subscribers, as it is our target for this video. Thanks for watching our video.